Hello everybody,
Hello,
I'm Victoria
and I'm Cassie.
and we're here to speak about something really exciting, and especially for these times. We're here to speak about how we can move from fearing life, fearing each other, fearing ourselves, fearing becoming sick, whatever it might be, and moving that fear into trusting ourselves, trusting life, trusting our bodies, and trusting one another. So thank you for joining us.
Ooh, we see Jessica here. Hi, Jessica.
Hi, Jessica. Thank you for watching.
Yeah, this is a big topic right now, and it's something that we experience throughout the entirety of our lives. We're in a way, conditioned to fear certain things in society, and right now that's really coming up to the surface, and we're really seeing it right in front of our eyes at a heightened level. But this is pervasive in so many areas of society. And how do we learn to trust, and how do we learn to trust in ourselves and trust in our bodies when there are so many messages out there telling us that we have to be fearful, that we can't trust our bodies, that we can't trust ourselves and other people?
Yeah, it's a really big topic, and so we're super excited to be sharing it with you. And before we begin, we'd like to do a little practice to help us trust, and also to help us receive life and to receive this information today. And so that's going to be using the breath. And so inviting everybody who's watching to close your eyes for a moment. And this is a practice that will relax your whole nervous system and bring you from a state of feeling possibly some fear in your life to feeling more confident, feeling more centered, more grounded in your body, so that you can feel safe in this life. And so we'll begin by closing our eyes and just feeling yourself wherever you're sitting, just feeling your body and feeling how your body feels in this moment now. And then we'll join together in 3 deep breaths, breathing in through the nose and breathing out, breathing in and breathing out, breathing in, and this time letting out a sigh as you breathe out. Beautiful. And now just noticing how your body feels after those 3 breaths. It takes 3 breaths to reset the nervous system from being in more of a fight or flight response to being more relaxed. And so let's do 3 more breaths together, knowing that information, breathing in and breathing out. And again. And one more time, sighing on the out breath. Beautiful. And then tuning in one more time to your body and how it feels. And then you can gently open your eyes. And welcome. For myself, I feel a lot more relaxed. I feel a deeper sense of connection to my body. And I actually feel my heart rate has also gone down, and my body's now feeling like it's safe to be here.
Yeah, that was beautiful. It's amazing what breathing can do. I now am aware of sensations happening in my body. It's like I can feel some tingling in my hands, and it's like, oh yeah, there's my body. I forgot about you for a little while, as we tend to do, right? We go through so much of our lives, maybe as well being unaware that we're not in our bodies. So much of the time we spend in the mind, and the education program, like in schools, we learn to be in the mind. We learn to have all of our attention and our focus in the mind, and the mind is a beautiful tool to help us navigate through life. But it takes us out of this deep connection with the vessel that we're here living in.
Absolutely, yeah. And when we drop into the body with our breath, what actually happens is we have our nervous system. We have 2 branches of the nervous system. One is the sympathetic nervous system, which is the action side of our lives, but it can also be the fear side of our lives. So our heart rate actually goes up when we're in the sympathetic nervous system. Our blood pressure also goes up, and we get ready for action, whether it's to fight, flight, or flee, or take action in our lives. And then when we breathe and we focus on the exhale, The exhale actually engages the parasympathetic nervous system, and that's the part of the nervous system that's the relaxed side of us, and that's where we're more receptive. We can receive life, we can receive information, and we can receive each other in a better way because we're in a more relaxed state. And so that's what the breath does. Coming back to that awareness brings us back into our bodies, and in doing so we're actually anchored deeper into our body. And I keep saying this, our body is the safest place to be. You know, the mind is a great companion to the body, and it helps us to, like you said, navigate life. But if we're too much in the mind, we're almost in a flighty state, like kind of moving through life like that. And when we drop into the body, we're anchored deeply into our roots, and we're actually connected to our wisdom that way. We're connected to our intuitive knowing and our wisdom centers, which feels a lot safer. It feels a lot, just more calm.
Yeah, it feels good to be in our bodies. And that connection that you're speaking of, it's like we have a direct connection to the earth right below us. The earth is always there meeting us, supporting us, and nourishing us in so many ways. And when we're in our bodies, we're actually connected to that connection to the earth. We're actually able to feel that connection to nature. And really what it brings up for me is how we've been treating nature for so many years as humanity, and that comes from a disconnect with nature, because when we're connected, there are certain actions that we wouldn't take, and when our hearts and our bodies are connected to nature, then we treat this earth in a different way. And so being in our bodies helps not only us, it helps not only the planet and the globe, but also being able to connect with other people, because so often we're connecting with others from the mind, and we all know the small talk, the day-to-day details that we're all exchanging with each other. And then when we can bring that from the mind into the body, it's just a deeper level of connection and understanding, and a deeper level of support that's available to both people, because both people are here and they're present in their bodies. And that's been one of the biggest gifts of learning to be in my body.
Absolutely. And so many amazing things happen when we're connected as well. When we're connected to our own bodies and to the earth, we start to release hormones within our system like oxytocin. And oxytocin is known as the love drug or the love hormone, and it helps us to feel connected within ourselves and then connected to each other. And that's how we can relate to one another. So we move from kind of needing to fight because we're feeling anxious and nervous about life and in fear, to being able to be more loving and more kind to one another, and like you said, kinder to the earth as well. So really the body is the safest place to be. And there's so much intelligence within our bodies that it guides us through our life. And sorry, just a moment here. The intelligence is really what guides us through our life, and it's where our intuition, like I spoke to you before, our intuitive knowing of what our next best action is in life to take, we really get that all from within the body. And it's really exciting. So
yeah, and to bring it back to this idea of fear versus trust in life, it really comes down to first feeling safe within yourself, feeling safe to be here now. And what that really is being safe in your body, and knowing that it's safe to be here in our bodies, and that our bodies have our back. And there's so much happening in the world right now, and I know my personal health journey was a big discovery of this, because I was on crutches for almost 2 years, and really learned that to believe that my body was something that was fighting with me, that my body and I were separate and we were fighting, and there was conflict, there was disharmony there, and that was so harmful for me to believe, because then I felt powerless, and then I felt the fear, and I felt scared, and I felt like I had no control over my life. And when we can reestablish that connection with our bodies and recognize all of the miracles that happen within our bodies, like our cells are reproducing at a rate that we can't even imagine, repairing and rebuilding, and with all of the there's so many things globally, like there's pesticides and pollutants and all of these things that our bodies work to release and to bring through our bodies to be released. And it's just like, when you think about that, all that our body is doing to keep us in balance, to keep us in homeostasis on a daily basis, it's like, wow, I can trust you.
Absolutely, yeah. And we just saw a picture of a baby before we began this talk, and what I remembered or realized is that these bodies also can make us. You know, we were made from this body, and that's a miracle in itself. And so for me, it's like, when I see a picture of a baby and I realize that that is made from a human vessel, then like, what is there not to trust about the body? You know, if it made us and we are this walking miracle, essentially, we've got all this happening within our system that is constantly keeping us in balance, constantly keeping us in a state of health. It's like, and it makes a being. Our body makes a being. So it's like, yes, we can trust the body. Yes, we can trust ourselves.
Yeah. Oh, what a realization to have. Yeah. And it's not something that most of us grow up knowing or believing, because, like I said, we get so disconnected. But we've both come to the realization of how important it is to be in our bodies, and are so excited to share that with you. And I guess the question becomes, how do we become more in our bodies? How do we, bring our energy down from the mind and really integrate that into the body? And like we did earlier, just by taking a few breaths, you can bring your energy and attention back into your body and bring your presence back into your body. Another way is spending time in nature, just like sitting under a tree, touching grass, touching sand, will reconnect you to your body, reconnect you to nature. And maybe even doing a grounding meditation, just imagining that either below your feet or from your sits bones, that you have roots that are shooting down into the earth. And that, for me, really helps bring my attention from up here and place it into my body. And by doing that, we are actually bringing ourselves back into our body.
Absolutely, yeah. And then what happens with that is we change our nervous system from being in that fight or flight response back into a more balanced state. And when our nervous system is in balance, the body actually heals itself. So there's all this intelligence within the body, and when we bring our energy back into the body, we come into balance, we come into homeostasis, and all the cells start to communicate effectively and bring us back into health. It's really quite simple.
Yeah.
It's quite profoundly simple, and I think that's what makes it confusing for us, because I feel like I'm a nurse, and I've done my nursing degree, and in my nursing degree we were learning about different illnesses and things, and it was quite complicated what we were learning. And coming into a different field now, working with energy healing, and coming back to the simplicity of it, of knowing that when we're in a balanced state, when the nervous system is in a balanced state, that's when we come back into health and well-being. And so when we move from fear into trust, we're actually also bringing our body from a state of potential illness or pain, or emotional or mental illness, back into homeostasis and balance, which is then it's ultimately health.
Yeah, it's so mind-blowing that, to me, what always is just a wow moment for me is when I recognize that when we're in the sympathetic nervous system, which we were talking about is that fight or flight kind of anxious nervous state, which is a fear state, that's when our immune system shuts down, and our immune system is actually able to activate and start doing all the behind the scenes amazing work that it does when we're in the parasympathetic nervous system, which is that rest and digest, relaxation response, which happens when we're in our bodies.
So all we gotta do is get into our bodies, guys. It's pretty amazing. Yeah. So with that, we're so excited to share that we've both been working with energy healing now, for myself 5 years, and I think for you it's been 3 years. And this whole journey has all been about learning how to harness all this energy that is who we are, and bringing it and focusing it back into, grounding it into the earth, deeper into our own roots within our body, and bringing our bodies back into health. And so now we're actually going to be teaching a level 1 bioenergy course on the November 7th and 8th weekend. And this weekend will all be about teaching people how to come back into your own body, learning what that is from an experiential way. So we'll be doing different embodiment practices, and then teaching you level 1 bioenergy healing techniques, where you can help yourself, you can help your friends, your family, your kids, and even your pets, to restore them back into health by bringing them back into their bodies and back into homeostasis within.
Yeah, it's so exciting, and we're so excited to be sharing this with everyone, with the world now, because it's been quite the journey for both of us, and both of us coming from, you from nursing, over 10 years in nursing, me from, I was doing my master's in science actually when I came across energy healing, and it was because of being on crutches for almost 2 years and finding no relief in any other modality or Western medicine really, and coming to discover this kind of woo-woo weird thing that I was like, okay, sure, let's try that. I've tried everything else, and ended up fully healing both of my knees, and it's just such an amazing experience. And so we are so ready and so excited to bring this out to the world. It's time.
Absolutely. It's like we're coming out, you guys. We're coming out of the closet, and we're sharing this energy healing with you. And yeah, it's taken a while for us to come into a full trust within ourselves to be able to share this. And now that we've seen, for myself, I got to witness Cassie going through her healing of coming in on a weekend on crutches after 2 years, and then after 1 weekend of bioenergy healing training, the level 1, she left that off her crutches. And I mean, that's huge. You know, to be on crutches for 2 years, like trying to get around and feeling so disempowered, and I'm sure quite scared and lonely and isolated, to then getting rid of those crutches, being connected to a beautiful community of other healers who are like-minded, and then having a full healing for yourself. It's so big. And I've had the honor of being able to be part of a lot of courses now and work with hundreds of people and see miraculous healings happen for so many people. So now it's like, I can't not share this information. You know, it feels like I can't not bring this to the world, because I'd be doing a disservice. You know, knowing it myself and then not sharing it with others I just can't do it anymore. So here we are to share it.
Yeah, we're so excited. And let us know down below. Comment me if you would like some more information. We're going to be doing our first workshop in Vancouver in a couple weeks, and then we're actually going to be bringing it online, and we're going to be going around to many different communities offering this. So please let us know, and we'll send you some more information just so we can stay in touch. And we're just so excited. This is the start of many ways of sharing this information.
Absolutely, yeah. And it's funny because a lot of people, I mean, you don't even have to believe in it. That's the cool part. It's just having an open mind and a bit of curiosity around it, and that's enough to bring you in. And then it's really all about the experience, you know, having a session. You can even comment if you'd like to experience a session, and we do private sessions as well, so that you can feel and experience it prior to maybe even coming to the course, just to have an experiential experience of what this is, because we can't see the energy, you know, yet. We can't see this huge energy field that is around our bodies, that is feeding our whole system with this vital life force energy and keeping us really alive. It feeds every single gland in the body and replenishes the whole body with this vital life force energy. You can't see it, but once you have the experience of it and how it feels in your body, because it really is a felt sense experience, and once you have that experience of what it feels like and you feel the shifts within yourself, that's when you go, okay, maybe this is real, you know, maybe this does work. So
yeah, that's a fun journey to go on. From disbeliever to curious to, well, maybe. And then to be anchored in it. And like we've been taught since we were little that everything is energy, and then at some point that the knowledge of that seems to get lost, and we're not really aware of it in our day-to-day lives, when really everything around us is energy. That was, you know, one of the biggest scientific principles that was ever discovered. And if we look at anything close enough under a microscope, then we see that everything is vibrating and everything is energy. So it's really not that far of a stretch. It's just our minds and our current society sometimes haven't been exposed to it.
Absolutely, yeah. E=mc². Come on, guys. That was a discovery a long time ago, and now it's like, okay, let's believe it, because it really is real. And yeah, you know, there's so much good to the medical system. I mean, for emergency services, it's fantastic. But when it comes to chronic illnesses, chronic pain, anxiety, any kind of emotional or mental issue, energy healing is just so profound. It shifts people almost immediately. I've had a client recently who had no idea about energy healing, and she came in her first session, was feeling quite nervous, and I could feel that within her. And then on the second session, she started to feel the energy herself, and she is starting to shift. She's feeling a lot more grounded in her body, and I'm so excited because usually session 3 and 4 are the big impactful sessions. Sometimes it can happen in one session, but 3 and 4 are really big and impactful. So I'm excited for her to feel that shift within her body. Yeah, you can't not share it anymore. You know, so many people, I've seen so many people shift and find profound healings, and the time is now. You know, the time is now. There's so much chaos happening in the world. Let's look to the magic of what else there is, you know, such as energy.
And that brings us back into trust with ourselves and with each other and with life. That's really what it's all about.
Absolutely. Trusting in this body. You know, our bodies are so miraculous, and like we said before, they're healing all the time. They're constantly working to find balance within our own system, and yeah, it's just unbelievable, and super excited to share it all with you guys. So
yeah,
thank you for watching.
If you made it to the end of this video, thank you for staying with us. And
hi, Tara. That's my friend from the island. Hi, girl.
We're so excited to be bringing more of this out into the world.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So let us know down below what you thought, if you've had any experiences with energy before. If you're just curious about it, please let us know. Any questions, any comments, we're happy to hear.
And we'll be jumping on more often to share more information, more experiences, and just share more with you guys. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Down there. Finish. Done. Done.